And good morning, and I am back on a not so nice Friday morning in Cape May. As you can see, I'm starting this ride from the top of the West Cape May Canal Bridge going over into Cape May. It's obviously not the nicest of days to be out for a ride on the motorcycle, and it's actually spitting a little bit right now. The temperature is about I guess the temperature is about 65, 66 degrees, going up into the 70s today. Supposed to have a bit of a heat spell starting tomorrow. But I haven't been out on the bike since my wife and I got back down a couple of days ago, and I wanted to go for a ride, so I thought I'll throw the camera on anyway. Not every day in Cape May is a sunny day, so there's nothing distinctive about this video or this ride that I haven't shown before, other than the fact that it is, I think it's June 5th, and I wanted to take a ride over into town to show what town looks like. I can tell you that with respect to COVID, pretty much everything has opened up. The governor of New Jersey has lifted the mask mandates. Indoor dining is back to 100% of capacity. And the last few weekends, town has been thriving, which is a great thing. There is one very notable, lingering ramification of COVID that is very evident to anybody that goes through town, and that is a shortage of labor. Almost every single business has help wanted signs, and I've mentioned in the past that my wife is a member of several Facebook groups for Cape May, and going on to her news feed, there are restaurants that have posted messages, basically help wanted messages on Facebook, and one I can remember distinctly said full-time, part-time, sometime, anytime. You know, come in for an on-site interview and be hired on the spot. I was walking through the Washington Street Mall with my wife a week ago, and we went into a store, and while my wife was shopping, I was sort of just standing near the front of the store, and I guess the owner must have been running the register at that particular time, and she gave me her business card with her home number and asked me if I would consider working for her. And she tried to tell me how it's a perfect opportunity for someone that is retired. So that's a kind of employment situation that exists here. It's not skilled labor, but there's a real shortage of labor to support these hospitality type businesses. I just drove past, I don't know if you saw, as I drove past, there was a help wanted sign on the door. I saw other restaurants posting messages on Facebook pleading with their customers to be patient with their staff because they are short-staffed, and basically saying that they are doing the best they can with the limited staffing that they have, and asking people to be patient and tolerant and supportive of the staff. Coming along West Perry, coming into town, from this direction. I did not go down to the beach and down to the cove, but this labor shortage exists all over Lower Township. Even the businesses up in North Cape May and the villas. They also have help wanted signs everywhere. It's a little after 11 o'clock. You probably saw it on my watch. And you can see every parking spot is taken. I think the businesses are going to have a spectacular year down here this year. And consistent with previous videos riding around here, I'm going to try to pause and see if I can capture the traffic on the mall. So it's 5 after 11. And even though the weather is pretty rotten, there's still a decent amount of traffic on the mall at 11 o'clock in the morning. And that's the Mad Batter. And people waiting to get in. my daughter, my son-in-law, and my 3 grandkids are coming down to Cape May the evening of Friday, June 25th, and we'll be here for that entire week. Right through, I guess, 4th of July. This is a new restaurant here that I showed before, Primal. It is still not open yet. They're waiting for some approvals, but basically they're ready to go. One of the more recent developments that affects the ferry, which also has signs up all over, help wanted signs indicating that they are looking for staff. There's a little bar and grill at the ferry dock, which I have shown on videos before, called On the Docks, or On the Dock. And I think I mentioned that on one of my walks I was talking to the staff of the ferry, and they informed me that they did not know when or if On the Docks would be reopening for the season, because the management of the Delaware River Port Authority, which I guess is responsible for running the ferry, the Cape May Lewis Ferry, decided to outsource that establishment. Well, since that time, the business over here called Exit Zero, which I've shown before, chose to basically lease that and operate that. So that is open for the season now. And I'll go down here and turn around, show the mall from this end. There's Our Lady Star of the Sea. So it's actually an improvement from what it was before, because now they have live music performing there. So it's going to be an even more enjoyable experience to go over there. Obviously not live music 24/7, but in the evenings. And I always felt that that was a bit of a hidden gem that not a lot of people thought of going over there, but it's a very pleasant environment. And now with live music, it's going to be, I think, even more attractive. I think I'm just going to run through town and exit by the marina. Well, looks like this street is blocked off up ahead. I'm not sure about the schools down here, but up in Pennsylvania, at least in the school district that my grandchildren go to, today is the last day of school. So if it's not the last day today down here for the school districts here, I'm sure it has either already happened or will soon happen. But this is Cape May Elementary, and there's still a large number of cars, so they're still in session, but I don't know when their last day is. And it's been a heck of a year on these kids everywhere, really, with the COVID and the varying types of learning that they've had to do, starting out with all remote learning, and then moving to a hybrid where they basically had in-person learning on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday was what they call an asynchronous day, which is where it's not even Zoom learning with the teachers. It's basically you're on your own. The teachers would give an assignment or more than one assignment, and the kids would be responsible for working independently alone at home. This is the Physic Estate. This is where the Crab and Beer Fest is every summer, and I suspect that will return. They didn't have it last year because of COVID. And then on Thursday and Friday, they went back to Zoom. So Monday and Tuesday was in class. Wednesday was sort of home study. Thursday and Friday was remote learning via Zoom. And while that may be mildly inconvenient to students that are in the higher grade levels, it's really tough on kindergartners and first, second, third, fourth grade. Kids that age don't really have that discipline. So it's going to be good that I think starting in September they're back to in-person, at least where my grandchildren go, in-person learning 5 days a week. And I think we're just waiting to see if there will be a mask mandate on the kids when they do go back to school. There's no state-imposed mask mandate. But the schools can impose one if the school board wants to. And I think what I'll do is pull in where the Lobster House entrance is and see if the East Coast parasailing business is opened up yet. I tried to show that on an earlier video, but it was closed down for the season. This is the entrance to the Lobster House, a restaurant that does not take reservations. And it does look like they are open. My grandkids went on this with my wife last year, and they had a blast. In fact, I think I'll take a ride back. So this is it. This is where you go if you want to go parasailing, and I would say I would highly recommend it. Although I have not done it, my wife went on it with my two older grandchildren, who their ages were 9 and 5 at the time, and all three of them went up together, and they really had a very good time. It's very smooth. They let you sit on the back of the boat, and you're hooked up to a wire with life vests and everything, and they gently let the wire out with the parachute behind you, and the wind catches the parachute, and they gently let the the wire, or the can't think of the word for it, but they let that out, and it just naturally takes you up to about 500 feet. And they ride you up and down the coast, and then bring you back in. And if you want to, but you don't have to, they will actually bring you down in a way that dips your legs into the water, but you don't get submerged, just your legs. And then they speed up again, and it pulls you out of the water, and they gently bring you back onto the deck. So my grandkids said it was now their favorite thing to do down here. So I would highly recommend that, and the staff were fantastic. I changed my mind, and I'm going to go back over to North Cape May by going back through Cape May instead of over the Canal Bridge here. But I will pull over and stop this video when I get back into Cape May, and record a separate video of the ride back home, as I always do. I don't know how the wind is going to be affecting the sound on this video, because with the rain falling on my mask of the helmet, I have it raised a little bit so I can see better. I guess one last thing I should mention about COVID, if anybody is still following this video at this point, I looked on the dashboard for Cape May County, the COVID dashboard this morning, and for the last 30 days in Cape May County, there have been 2 cases of COVID reported. One in Dennis Township and one in Lower Township. None in Cape May. None in Cape May Point. So that shows that, you know, the virus has really been conquered here, and it was through the diligence of the residents. And even though there's not a mask mandate per se at this point in time, I can tell you that you'll still see about 50% of the people are still voluntarily wearing masks. So anyway, that's it for this video. I'm in the back parking lot, a public ramp for boats, and the back parking lot of Lucky Bones. Lucky Bones is sort of a what I would consider to be a casual dining establishment. I mentioned it on the video on casual dining. It's under the same ownership of the Cape May Winery and the Washington Inn. So anyway, thanks for watching, and take care.